.NET guided tour for the presenters. I think there's a few of us out there. I guess let me go through some guide rules so that you can participate. You hopefully are seeing at least two of us. Tanya, is that right, or is there three of us on screen?
I think they should all be seeing all three of us.
Okay.
With
Welcome. My name is Jose Herrera.
I'm
I'm
Tanya
Peter Lee.
Siemens. Sorry, Peter.
And so
No
we're
worries.
co-organizing the STEP meeting for 2014 in Washington, D.C. First, I want to thank you for helping us put out information for our STEP community. Many of you have volunteered to do this out of your own hide. So those of you who are presenting workshops or participating in the panels, we thank you. This is really more of a question and answer session. We have a few slides, I think a total of 6 slides, so we should get through this fairly quickly, but it's really an opportunity for you to ask questions to see if we can get some clarity on some of the issues you may have concerns about or questions about. There is a chat box you should be able to see on your webinar, so you can type at any time a question. I think Tanya will be able to handle some of those questions. Also, you can raise your hand, and we should be able to unmute you for you to ask the questions to all three of us, and hopefully we'll be able to provide an answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a clarification. I don't think the audience has the chat box. They have the questions, the question box.
Oh,
but
the question box. I'm sorry.
Works the same way. Yeah. So you can type your questions into the question box.
Thanks, Tanya. So in terms of session formats, there are different types of formats, panel discussions, workshops, and then a theme poster session, depending on which one. Some of you may be doing more than one. Some of you may be doing all three. I can't remember if there's an individual that's doing all three, but nevertheless, these are the types of formats that you're likely to arrive in Washington, D.C. to try to present your either a discussion, a panel discussion, or a workshop, or present your poster in what we're referring to as a theme poster session. So for that, in terms of logistically, the poster boards and tacks should be available. Is that correct, Tanya?
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll have some method for you to attach your poster to the wall or to a poster board.
In terms of logistics, all of those should have about 90 minutes. How you organize and arrange those, the session, is really up to you and those folks that are giving the workshop or participating in the panel with you. Hopefully you've touched base with those folks already and have come up with some guide rules and are able to talk or email to each other to make sure that you've organized your panel or organized your workshop according to the goals that you have in mind. Now, in theory, we want you to use what are often referred to as best practices. That is, that we don't necessarily want you to be a lecture format or a PowerPoint that you're talking at the community, the STEP community, but we do want you to present some sort of engagement and active information transfer with the population that's there. Keep in mind that 90 minutes is a fairly long time, and in most cases they haven't had their caffeine in the morning, so you want to make it as active as possible. So you don't necessarily want to have a PowerPoint presentation that lasts 50 minutes or 60 minutes. We want some engagement of the population. And as I mentioned very briefly, it's a good idea to coordinate prior to arriving at Washington. If you think that there is some room for negotiations, we're hoping that that has taken part prior to your arrival so that you have some strategic plan in place in order to deliver the information or engage the community of STEP people. If I'm remembering correctly, there usually is a table for small groups, so these are rounds in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
There will be some chairs around that, so if you wanted to have some dynamic small group discussions, for example, as part of your panel or as part of your workshop, you can certainly do that. There might also be some flip boards available, at least that were last year, and I think we're planning again for this year. And if you are presenting in a panel, there often will be moderators. So these are folks that we have selected, Tanya or Peter have selected to make sure that the panel is moving along smoothly. I don't think we have moderators for workshops. We're going to allow you to do that, moderate your own workshop, but certainly for the panels, it's usually a good idea. And sometimes they'll come up and identify themselves, and they'll be responsible for initiating the panel. So they will introduce you, but once they've introduced you, then it's your responsibility to get the dialogue moving. And as a reminder, last year we had a projection system but no computers, and I suspect that this year will be no different, that we'll have projections, but if you wanted to project something up, you might want to bring your own laptop and any accoutrements or connectors that are necessary in order to project whatever it is that you're interested in up on screens. And of course, as a reminder, this is not optimal, but we realize that in some cases you want to present some information to the audience, some visual. So we encourage you to keep that to a minimum. Okay, I'm going to hand it over to Peter and Tanya to describe what the Step Central and the website can provide for you.
Okay. I'm going to pass the controls over to me,
Sure.
say, or should I just take them?
Yeah, take them.
Okay. Take control.
Please.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I just wanted to take a moment to orient you to the website and how you can use the Step Central website to enhance your workshops and your panels. Are you all able to see my screen? You can see the website there? Yes? Can you see my screen?
Looks good to me, Tanya.
Okay, thanks. So I have the Step Central website up, and in case you haven't already noticed, we have the STEP 2014 meetings set up on the web page, so you can go here to view the meeting page. Here we have all the general information, and we've entered your breakout sessions into the breakout session category. And so all of these sessions, the panels and the workshops, are now listed here on this page. So you can go and find that and let me know if there's any corrections or changes that you'd like to see. The main feature I wanted to show you are these green buttons on the side. If you click one of those green buttons, it'll take you to a working group where you can engage your audience or potential audience for your workshop on Step Central ahead of time, during the meeting, or even afterwards. And I was going to point this out when a specific one, go to 138. So scroll all the way down to session 3.8. Okay, so you're interested, let's say, if you're Lori Riggs, you can say, this is my workshop, and I'm going to go try to start a conversation about it in the working group. So we put that workshop into the working group, Project Coordination and Management, and it's listed down here below as a resource. So you can see right here, we've started this discussion thread for that particular workshop. Click on it, and you have the abstract here and opportunity to make comments. The reason why I picked this particular breakout session to show you is because we don't have Lori set up as the poster yet. Like we haven't assigned her as the owner of this post yet. And so in the meantime, I'm the owner of the post, and I wanted to show you what it looks like if you're the owner of the post. So if you're the owner, you can actually see an edit button here, or delete button. So you can edit this post. So all of you have one person in your breakout session that has been designated the owner of your discussion. And you can get in here and you can edit it. You can also add links, add files, and add videos to the post. So if you want to share some materials ahead of time or afterwards, you can do that. But I'm not gonna upload anything in this case. If you're not the owner, I can go back out to the working group and click on the other session here, Breakout Session 2.8, and here we have Karen Olmsted is the owner of this post. I'm not the owner, I can't edit it. And so the message here is only one owner, there's only one owner per discussion thread. And so if you would like to post something, then you can either ask to be the owner, we can make you the owner, or you can go through the person who is. And so I highly encourage all of you to go ahead and take a look at the discussion thread associated with your breakout session and think about ways that you can engage the community around through the website, both ahead of your session and also afterwards. So I'm going to change it back to Jose now, but there is one more slide with some brainstorming about how you can engage people through the working groups. So I'm passing it back to you now, okay, Jose?
Okay, sure. So is this like hot potato?
Yeah. Now it's yours.
Okay. All right, can you guys see that, Tanya, Peter?
Not quite yet. Oh, there we go.
All right, great.
Okay.
So, thanks, Tanya. I think that using the Step Central website is really a way that we're trying to connect the community together before and after the meeting. So we're trying to get the community to sort of interact in a venue like this that feels fairly safe, that allows you to post things. Certainly after the meeting is over, we'd like for you to post some of these resources that in theory should have been synthesized during the wonderful discussions in your workshop and your panel. This is a great platform that allows you to share those with the rest of the community.
The next slide, if you want to go ahead one more,
okay.
Then we inserted a few ideas for you all to consider in terms of engaging the community on Step Central. Like we mentioned before, posting handouts and PowerPoints ahead of time, but also many of you are working group facilitators and can use your breakout session as a way to get input on resources you want to develop for the STEP community, and then so use that as an opportunity to get more feedback and then post those resources in your working group afterwards to continue the discussion. So that's
yeah.
all.
Great.
And then I think I'll stop talking now.
Okay. Thanks, Tanya. So it's really a great way to sort of share any of the ideas and keep the conversations going. And so we're hoping that Step Central, the website in itself, allows you that opportunity to keep the momentum going about changes or ideas that you feel are particularly important with the topic at hand, whatever that might be. So we realize that you are an expert in some things. Hopefully you will engage the community in to improve or maybe add on to your great ideas, and maybe even expand that sense to a larger community by putting it on Step Central. We also are looking for those of us that are in the leadership team for putting on these meetings. We're hoping for ideas about how we can encourage community activity. In other words, what should we be doing in order to increase bridge programs, for example? What should we be doing to increase graduation rates in STEM? I think we're open to this both before and during and after the meeting. We're hoping that we get some of these ideas to help us make the meeting a little bit more productive. Certainly some of you are very experienced at this, have gone to several of these STEP meetings, and you already have some good suggestions. Please let us know. And I think we'll go back to the first slide that has our email so that you can share with us offline, or you can share with us during this conversation here. To get some of that ball rolling, I think, Peter, we were thinking about having a forum. Is that correct? On Wednesday?
I believe that's right. Yes, that's the information is there on the screen. And I think the idea, again, is to acknowledge that there's a new funding landscape going on at NSF. There are changes, some of which have been announced, some of which are probably yet to be announced with respect, in particular, to the Division of Undergraduate Education. And so we would, again, would invite the community to come and both learn about what we know currently. We don't have either insider information or necessarily crystal balls, but to come and sort of learn what we do know, what we can share, and then also engage in a community discussion about how we can really sustain the mission of STEP, even in the face of potentially shifting funding landscapes.
Great. And this is sort of a what can we do as a community sort of congregation. So many of us will be gathering together to talk about some of these issues that Peter has mentioned. And so if you haven't made travel plans yet, and your travel plans can include a Wednesday night participation with the forum, and we want to really stress this is a participatory forum, that we're not going to get up there and talk about some of these issues. We really want the community to sort of coalesce together and tell us a little bit about what we need to do as a community in order to sustain some of these mission and goals that the program has put forward in the last 5-10 years. All right, so that was essentially it. I think I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address. That's one of the things that we forgot to add in.
Thank you, Jose.
There we go.
And Peter.
And then, let's see. I'm going to erase all this stuff. Peter, what's your email address?
healy@bowdoin.edu. Good luck spelling it.
Yeah, I got it right below.
Okay.
We do have quite a few questions that have come in to the question box, and there's a few I think I can address. Pat Marsteller asked whether we can use Step Central actively during the workshop, and yes, you can. In fact, we did that in a workshop last year where we asked breakout groups to actually enter their notes directly as a comment into the discussion thread right there during the workshop. So that's one really fun way to get it interactive, but also capture the ideas on the website. So yes, there will be Wi-Fi. I think Pat also asked if you wanted, Richard Kopek asks if we will be able to send messages directly to people that signed up. And yeah, I believe we will have access to the list of people who signed up for each breakout session. So I can go ahead and send that to you so you can know who has signed up. However, I hope that we can try to bring as much of the conversation into the forum on the website, into the discussion threads, versus in emailing back and forth. Let's see. Pat Marsteller asked if we can invite the new Nsf Director. I'll defer that question to Jose and Peter.
Well, I haven't heard anything of that. Peter, have you?
I have not. I think it's possible to issue invitations, but I think the directors tend to be pretty busy, so it all depends on her schedule in terms of whether or not that might have already been looked into. I don't have any direct knowledge of that.
Yeah.
So I would say sure. We should explore trying, but it may or may not happen depending on schedules.
Mm-hmm. Richard asks if we know where the Wednesday evening session will be held, and I believe it'll be in the same room as last year, but I don't remember exactly which room that was, but it was, I think it was upstairs, like one level up from the main meeting. But we will post the room on the website well in advance, so you can find it.
And
Lynn?
Tanya, did we ever make a decision about registration for this?
Oh, yeah. You can register. Thanks for the reminder. There is a registration form available. We just sent out a notification to the STEP community, and also it is also on the website. So if you go to the so in the notification, some of you may have gotten this in your emails today about this forum on Wednesday night, and in that notification there's a link to registration, and then also there's information about it on the meeting webpage. So if you go to the agenda, you can see the forum described on the agenda and a link there. So please do register if you would like to attend. That helps us with planning.
Great.
Lynn Tashiro asked a question, will there be a way to bring together institutions, PIs with STEP projects that serve students with similar demographics, for example, the California State University system campuses?
Yeah, there are opportunities during the lunch breakouts that some of the tables will be open. And I know that we have talked about that very briefly in our organizational meetings to allow that to happen. Not quite sure we're going to have a systematic way of addressing, explicit and particular topics like State of California STEP awards, but certainly if you are interested, there's nothing precluding you from organizing such events during the lunchtime sessions.
Right, and I would say that you have a better sense of who you would like to talk to than we do, and so it's probably more productive if you have particular groups of folks you'd like to get together to let us know and look for ways, possibly through Step Central, to kind of just get the word out.
Okay. Yvonne Lopez asks if it's okay to bring a couple of PowerPoint slides for the panel discussion, or no PowerPoint at all.
Sure, I would say that if you have the means, what we're really trying to prevent is sort of lecturing at people. I think what the community wants to know is they want to actively participate in understanding how your project can inform theirs. And I think this is best done actively. So if you have one or two just to sort of demonstrate some topics, for example, I think that's a good idea. More than 15 or so slides, I think, would be bordering on the lecturing bit.
We also there will be an open table at the luncheon lunch as well.
Right.
And then I think, Charlie asked if Wednesday evening is a separate registration, and I appreciate that question because it is important to clarify that it is a separate registration process. So it's not part of the main meeting registration that is on the ASEE website. We just have a fairly simple form, and click on the link and fill it out. Just helps us keep track of who we can expect to be there. And it seems like it might be a fairly popular session, so hopefully register early in case it
early and often.
Early and often, right?
But I think we'll make an effort to make sure if we do get too many, like if we do feel like there's too many, we don't have room for everyone, to make sure that each project is represented that wants to attend. So Charlie just raised his hand.
Sorry.
Can we try to unmute Charlie? Just let him ask a question.
Great.
Here we go.
Is this just an experiment?
It's a real thing.
I didn't have a question. The only question I had was the Wednesday, and I also just want to say thanks for doing this. It's been very helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome, Charlie.
You're welcome.
Right.
And this is an experiment. We have three of us trying to do one webinar.
We're not quite seamless yet.
No.
But we'll get there.
Oh, I know why you did it. I know why you did this, because I had pressed raise my hand and I didn't undo it. I apologize.
Well, now we know it works. Does anybody else want to ask a question orally rather than typing? I'm going to mute you now, Charlie.
Please, bye.
Okay. Yeah. I think that we've addressed, let me check back in the questions. The registration forms are on the agenda page of the website. So maybe I'll go ahead and show that to you really quick. I'm making myself the presenter again, so taking over the screen. And so here we are on the STEP 2014 meeting page. And the registration for the Wednesday night forum is here on the agenda. So you click on agenda, and here we have the description, a shortened description of the forum. And then down here at the bottom, there's this registration form, so you can click there. And here it is. It's really short. And I think we'll probably also put the form on the main page as well. We can also create a button down here to make it even easier to find.
It might be worth noting that there may be parts of your leadership team that are not aware of the forum going on Wednesday, so we would appreciate you not only sharing with your leadership team, but anyone that you think that's attending the conference that you think may benefit from it or can contribute to it.
Okay. Did we answer all of the questions?
I think so. There is a question. Yeah, I think that was answered.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for all the questions, everybody. Okay. All right. I think, are we, that it?
I think so.
I think we're good.
Nice and short.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you. And hope to see you at the STEP meeting.
Yeah.
Safe
Breakout.
travels.
Definitely will. And let me know if you have any questions. Contact me if you need any help with posting to your discussion threads or anything else. Okay, I'll go ahead and close the webinar now. Bye, everyone.
Okay, so long, everyone.